Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. It's the 6th, I believe, of August 2012. We have some photos mostly from Pinnacle Prairie in South Fayetteville next to the Pinnacle Food Plant and adjacent to World Peace Wildlife Prairie. There's a basket flower. Well, that's two. One of them is in full bloom or just about, and the other one's coming along nicely. That is a legume. That means it's bean and pea family and a pretty little flower, and some years I can name that when I bring it in. First one I'd seen, and I haven't looked it up, but you can see the vegetation of it is very much like any bean and pea family plant you might name, and we name some of them and just show some of them. That's off of Pinnacle Foods property, but it's just to the west. That's looking toward Razorback Road, and I walked over there to find some places they haven't been mowed down, because there was always a threat of Pinnacle, some of the wildflowers being mowed down when it gets real hot and dry, and they think maybe it's better to have it down. But so that's in a different area, but it's just, you know, around the railroad track there, and it's real close, and you can see the Pinnacle plant from there. So it's basically the same habitat, but that's dry prairie, and the soil's been disturbed out there. And there's another one of those guys, and see, that's got a bumblebee. You see him hanging under the flower, and he was moving so fast I got no great pictures of him. That could be a great picture if I'd had better lighting on him, because he's doing all these tricks to get his chance to get his nose into those flowers, and flowers are not doing as well as they should because of the lack of rain right now. That's, of course, a gold-trimmed black insect on a, let's see, that's a Rudbeckia family of coneflowers. The yellow ones are not the same family as the echinacea, which is the purple and related ones. Can you see the little spider? See his little wings or little hands reaching out of that basket flower? He's the kind of thing that I may not have seen when I took the picture, or I did it on purpose. The plant in the foreground there is tall green milkweed. That's on Pinnacle Prairie. And you're looking toward Rocher Heights in the background. You see a break in the trees. Well, that's where the construction's going on up there. That's the Asclepias hortella, tall green, what did I say, milkweed, and it's a very important plant for monarch butterflies late in the summer. Well, last week I think I did show you a bug that, or moth that imitates a bug dropping. Well, today I looked and saw that, and I bent down and took a picture, and of course it is a bug dropping, but if I had the two together, you could see. I'll try to get a couple of those together sometime. That's a seed pod. That's on Pinnacle Wet Prairie, and it's the Baptisia alba, the white wild indigo, which is sort of rare. I mean, I know places it grows up that gets mowed down, like on Razorback Road every year. There's a bunch of it growing there now. And we're looking at some big insects. There is the white flowered Verbena hostata, and it's several of these are made on. That's the purple flowered version. They're growing right together. The white one's sort of surrounded by the purple, which is more common in our area. And this bug's probably well, one before that's actually for sure wingfoot or leaffoot bug. This may be the same family, but it's also looks like it ought to be called a shield bug, which is a category. You can see all that armor that appears on its back, like wings, and on its head. And there it is from the top, which there it looks very much like the leaffoot bug, except it does not have the leaf-looking appendage at the end of the feet. Therefore, now there's the leaf-footed bug on a basket flower again, and they may be in the same family, those two insects, but as some professor at the university told me last year, not all leaf-footed bugs have leafy feet. Those are ants, very small ants, but they showed up really nice on the basket of that basket flower. And let's see. Okay, here's a skipper on a full bloom basket flower. Why run so many basket flower pictures at once? Well, because they're going to seed already, and some of them are not ever going to bloom if it doesn't rain. They're not going to come to full bloom. So please don't mow those down. They have to go to seed and come back from seed next year, and they get 6-7 feet tall in a good year in a good spot. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, the woods green, and protect your native plants. See ya. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. It's the 9th of August, 2012, and we want to talk about the trail plan, the extension of the trail in South Fayetteville, and look at some photos. Well, here's one of the slides that is involved with this. There are 3 options they're actually considering. There should be 4 or 5 still being considered, but they've sort of selected some that the staff and maybe a popularity contest. But anyhow, the water is involved because there will be a bridge that's not mentioned in this discussion much that will take the trail across the across the Tangle or Spout Spring branch, and they want to put another one in for Tanglewood branch. So we're talking lots of money spent on these activities. So you're talking about the crosswalk would just cost $960,000. It sounds like a lot. That would include routing the trail to that crosswalk. The tunnel would cost $1,339,000, but there are lots of reasons people don't want a tunnel, but other people think it's great because they think they can ride their bike and never slow down for traffic or anything. It gets a little scary for pedestrians when that's happening. So that's the one that the staff wants to recommend, and the park board on Monday night, the 6th of August, agreed that should be suggested to the city council. So it'll have to go to planning commission, then the city council, I think. And here are some of the park board members on the 6th down on Martin Luther King, looking at the proposed route or the tunnel. This tunnel would have to dip down 150 feet or more from the street to get low enough you could walk at a gentle slope and get down to the grade of the tunnel. And more park board members and the park boss there, Connie, and the funding partners from this. 100% design funded by Home Depot Foundation and Walton Family Foundation. 100% construction funded by, Aubrey Engineering did the design and concept and preliminary design, final design, and that's been 150 days from approval of Schematic Study, which is this. There's actually an existing bridge. It could be shorter to get over to Walker Park. The trail could go around the way they're showing it, but you don't have to spend quite so much money if you don't build. The bridge they're talking about there would be the option that gets you way up above the street crossing. And so anyway, we'll talk about that some more. You can go to the council meeting when it's discussed. Callie's Prairie Restoration Area is the new name of Callie's Prairie Restoration at Lake Fayetteville Park. And it was identified as long ago as a prairie by the early settlers. And so city's spending money to try to restore it to its native state. That's a dogbane plant with a beautiful wasp on it. And this is at Pinnacle Wet Prairie. That's a place doesn't need restoring. It just needs protection from mowing. And the corporation that owns it has done less mowing in recent years. And we were very grateful for that. You can see a big swallowtail butterfly. And now here's a flower fly. Looks like a bee, acts like a bee, serves the purpose of a bee. And flower flies are pollinators, and there's a close-up of that flower fly, and it's on what's called iron weed. There's a real close-up. I cropped that one up pretty tight. I never get my proportions quite right when I crop. I don't use the numerical way of doing it. I just guesstimate it. That's a bluebird on Pinnacle Prairie. You can see one of their Pinnacle Foods trucks in the background. Of course, that's about 250 feet from there. Anyhow, prairie restoration is a great thing. One of my objections to the route of the trail as it's supposed to go right now is it would take out a lot of riparian zone in the floodplain between the Tanglewood branch and where it comes together with the Spout Spring branch. And that, to get the trail out there and cross that bridge is, to me, ridiculous. It'd be a lot cheaper to use an existing bridge only a couple hundred feet upstream and save a lot of money, and that money is dedicated to trails, and it would go to expand or build more miles of trail. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See you.